In this video, we'll review how to convert between different units of pressure. The point of this is that there are many pressure units used throughout the world. Measurements must be in the same units to compare them. So our first example is, which is the higher pressure, 1 atmosphere or 1 Pascal. So to solve, we're going to convert 1 atmosphere into Pascals. We're going to use our conversion chart here. We have atmospheres in this line here. So atmospheres is 101,325 pascals. So to solve, we have 1 atmosphere equals 101,325 pascals. That is clearly bigger than 1 pascal. So our answer is 1 atmosphere is greater than 1 pascal. Let's do another problem. So we want to know which is greater, 2 atmospheres or 760 millimeters of mercury. We look at our chart. We want to compare these. We have a conversion factor here that will be useful. 1 atmosphere equals 760 millimeters of mercury. That means that this right here is the same as 1 atmosphere. So 2 atmospheres is bigger. Here's our next problem. 1 torr or 760 millimeters of mercury. We look at our chart and we find that 1 millimeter of mercury and 1 torr are the same thing. So we can do 1 torr, so that's right down here. 1 torr equals 1 millimeter of mercury. So 760 is definitely bigger than 1. Here's our next problem. We're looking at 101,325 pascals or 0.5 atm. So let's look at our chart and we find that 1 atmosphere equals 101,325 pascals. So that means that this is the same as 1 atmosphere. And 1 atmosphere is bigger than 0.5 atmospheres, so this is our larger value here. All right, our next task is to convert units using dimensional analysis. So here's our example. What is 3 atmospheres in pascals? First step, you start with the value that's given. That's the number that's in the problem. That's going to be the first thing you write down. Then you use a conversion factor to make a fraction that will cancel the given units. That means that you have your given units in the denominator and the units you want in your answer in the numerator. And then you solve. So here it is. We take our given, that's our 3 atmospheres, and we write that down first. Then we multiply by our conversion factor. We found the conversion factor in this chart here. 1 atmosphere equals 101,325 pascals. So we take that conversion factor and we make it into a fraction with the units that we want in the answer in the numerator and the units that we want to cancel in the denominator. Then multiply to solve. And this is our answer. 303,975 pascals. So we're going to do another one right here. This is the same idea. So this is our given for atmospheres, and we want our answer in pascals. So we're going to need our conversion factor that has both of those units. There it is. So we write down our given for atmospheres. We multiply. We want pascals in the numerator. And we want atmospheres in the denominator. Our atmosphere units are going to cancel. And then we multiply to find our answer. And by putting this in our calculator, 4 times 101,325, we get 405,300, and their units, I'm running out of room here, sorry, pascals. and you want to circle or box your answer. Here's our next problem. This is converting the other directions. What is 101.325 pascals in atmospheres? So here's our given. Here's what we want our units for our answer to be. So we need both of those in our conversion factor. So we use that same conversion factor. But you're going to see that it's upside down in comparison to the last problem. So we start by writing our given. We're going to multiply. We need pascals on the bottom, the denominator, so that we can cancel that. And then we need atmospheres on top. Okay, so now we're going to be able to cancel the units of pascals. And then this, in order to simplify, we have to divide 101.325 divided by 101,325. Because our beginning value is smaller than our value that we're dividing, we know that our answer is going to be less than 1. So if you get an answer that is more than 1, you probably put these numbers into your calculator incorrect. So if you use your calculator, you're going to get the answer 0.001, and then our units are atmospheres. This is our answer, but I just want to note there's one other way to do this problem, because you should notice that the digits in this value here are original pressure in pascals, and then the number that we're going to divide by down here. The digits are all the same. The decimal point's just in different place. You should notice here that sort of the difference in between where the decimal point is that in our beginning number, it's 3 places to the left in comparison to where it is in the number that we're dividing by. This basically means that this number over here is 10 to the negative third power smaller in comparison to this one. In other words, the difference in where the decimal point is 3 tens places. So our answer is actually the same thing as 10 to the third power, 10 to the negative third power. That's 0.001. So again, that's another way to think about this when you're dividing. Here's our next problem. What is 0.5 atmospheres in pascals? So we start with our given, and then we want pascals as the units on our answer. We're going to use that same conversion factor. We write down our given first. We set up the conversion factor so that we can cancel the units of atmospheres. We're going to go ahead and cancel those atmospheres units, and then we have to multiply 0.5 times 101,325. And we get 50,662.5. I don't have room for my 0.5. You could add the 0.5. You could also round this 2 up to 3. We should probably do that. Let's round to a whole number. 50,663 pascals. There you go. Just note that here we're multiplying by a decimal. We're multiplying by 0.5. That's the same thing as dividing by 2. You could have also just divided 101,325 by 2. Also note that because you're multiplying by a decimal, a number that is less than 1, you should get an answer that is smaller than the number that you're multiplying. So my answer should be smaller than 101,325. If you don't get an answer that's smaller than that number, you know that you've punched something wrong into your calculator, or you've put the decimal point in the wrong place. Here is, I think this is our last problem. What is 20,265 pascals in atmospheres? So here's our given. This is what we want our units on our answer to be. We need atmospheres in pascals. It's right there. So we write down our given, multiply, we set up our conversion factor with atmospheres on top because we want that as our answer, and then our pascals on the bottom so that we can cancel. We can cancel those units, cancel pascals. And then for this one, we're going to have to divide. The number that we're starting with is less than the number that we're going to divide by, so we know that our answer should be less than 1. And our answer is 0.2. And units are atmospheres. There we go. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and please keep practicing.